tree nerds and anyone else who's watching this video. I'm making a video because I just got a cool new toy in the mail. I've looked at these for a long time and I've been really curious about the Pfanner Protos. So I decided to pick one up. I just wanted to give my first kind of immediate out of the box reaction. The box reaction. It's a really cool Arborist helmet. So immediately right out of the box, I just want to comment on the colors. Typically you see the Protos in pictures, and I'll post one here, of the red and yellow colors. That's kind of the most typical or traditional colors I've seen with the Protos brand. But they do have the separate tactical Arborist helmet colors. You get like a dark green or just a regular green with like some blue, I think. Just various colors. This is basically black, but under light you're going to see it's going to be more of kind of like a steel gray to black color, and then you get the kind of red accent with the mesh shield. It actually fit really well right out of the box. I have a small head anyway, and it looks like it was adjusted to basically as small as possible. It's a fairly simple adjustment for a helmet, but it's definitely more complicated than your typical helmets like a Petzl or a Kask helmet. Kask has a little bit more advanced adjustments. I would say this is definitely a step beyond that in terms of adjustability. The basic Protos helmet actually, I feel, looks very goofy on its own. I don't know. It's kind of dorky, I think. I think if I lay this with some footage from a demonstration video made by a Protos, you kind of see what I'm talking about. It's basically just used as a normal workman's helmet. It doesn't have to have a chin strap if you're not working at height, so you can just wear it as a normal helmet without a face shield, and you don't necessarily need the hearing protection if you're not working in a loud environment. But I think it's together as a full unit, it looks really sharp. The hearing protection is tucked up really nicely inside the helmet in the back quarter, and it slides out here and pushes in. So you kind of have a nice complete looking system here when the hearing protection is kicked out. I think I'd find myself wearing the hearing protection even if I didn't need it. The problem with that though, this is actually really good sound protection, and I can hardly hear anything. So if you have a crew member shouting at you and you don't have a Sena connected to this, you're gonna have a really hard time actually hearing what's going on around you. So probably more likely when you're not using it, having it tucked up, which is really nice because you're not going to catch that on anything. Nothing's exposed. If you have a Sena headset that would be installed in here, you're not going to have loose wires dangling outside like you would with a Petzl helmet or a Kask in some cases. I know some people get really good about tucking those in and wiring them up just right, but I think you still always have some risk of catching that Sena on something. Yeah, I really like this helmet. I'm going to put it on just to show you how I think the fit is. Another thing that's really cool is this magnetic buckle. Even in some of the manuals that came with the unit, it doesn't actually show this type of buckle, so I don't know how recently that was updated. I don't know Protos brand very well. I know it's made in Austria. Beyond that, that's about as much as I know. You can see the padding inside, very comfortable, and the way this seats on your head is you put this on and this back piece actually moves, and you will lock that in place with a back tab. So I put that on and it's pretty loose right now, but honestly it's fairly comfortable because the way I have it adjusted is pretty much comfortable on my head as is. But then I gotta kick down that tab, and that's pretty solid. Then obviously once I get the chin strap on, it's really not going to go anywhere. It's very comfortable. And then of course, once I actually put the hearing protection on, it's perfectly stable. And I don't really find much issues with any other helmets. I think the Kask plasmas kind of suck because I have a tiny head and those seem to be made for big giant head people. You get the mesh. I was geeking out so much on this helmet when I got it. It was delivered to my office that I actually put it on, and we had like single-digit weather here in Minnesota. So I was walking around my car, getting things started, closing the shop gate, wearing this, and I was very comfortable. I can imagine this would actually be a very warm helmet during the summer months, or in those of you who are in a warmer climate. I was very comfortable. Once I had the hearing protection down, I feel like I was wearing a really nice warm hat. So the hearing protection is down, and it fits so snugly. Like, just the way it's seated on my ears right now, like You all can hear the furnace running in the background. I can't hear any of that. I can hardly hear myself talking. This would be really comfortable to wear around the chipper or with your chainsaw. Here's what it is kind of all together. I think it looks really cool. I actually think this looks like the Mandalorian. I need a baby Yoda. So really cool helmet. You know, this isn't the base model. This is a whole package right out of the box. And I gotta say, it's really comfortable immediately out of the box. If you got a bigger head than me, then you're gonna spend more time doing adjustments. If you look at some of the footage from there, you're gonna see all the information that you need to adjust and get this thing tuned in right for you. Commenting on pros and cons. Pros, immediately I just gotta say it looks really cool. It's comfortable. I think you get a lot for the price. I think if you're in a production arborist, you're gonna get a lot of protection, a lot of really good long use out of this helmet. I wouldn't recommend this for anyone who is wreck climbing. Basically, I wouldn't recommend it for even myself because I'm not in the field anymore, but I love it so much that I would. Cons immediately, again, if you have a bigger head, there's gonna be a lot more adjustment for the helmet. What I did notice also is that you have the Protos lettering here. I expected that to be a little more durable. It's not. It's basically just stickers, and I already have some of the stickers that are kind of popping up. Eventually, I'm probably gonna lose letters. Yeah, I'm already, well, oh man, those are sharp too. God damn, I just really got poked by one. If the least durable thing on this is the logo on it, then I'm gonna be okay with this. I took lettering off my cask helmet before. I don't think the Petzls, I think they're all stamped on. Yeah, they just have a printed on Petzl logo on the front of those helmets. I gotta say, this is a really neat piece of arborist PPE. I think if you were to buy something like this for yourself or your crew, you would get probably equal complaints as you would positive comments, just because it is enough different than something that you'd be used to wearing that it's just gonna throw you off. Like, this is a hefty piece. A few additional comments, other things that come in the box. You do really get a nice bag for it, like a carrying bag for the helmet. You have instructional information. Obviously, it's in all languages, basically. The larger guidebook that comes with it does have English. I am so definitively American that I'm just used to seeing English first thing out of the page, but that's not going to be the case. Looking at the instructions, actually, I see that this is a separate piece, this back dome protection. So that's actually an additional piece that's added onto this helmet. So I expect that that's additional impact protection. I'm having a lot of fun just wearing it. I literally just got it today. I really hope to post a climbing video or some other kind of cool video using this helmet. I don't think this helmet will really get its glory and due unless you're actually using it in the field, in production. You know, it looks cool, but I think it's kind of dorky to wear this when you're just not using your chainsaw, you know, like, I don't know. Tell me what you think. If you're in production though, this is gonna be a really cool helmet. I think you like the comfort and the style. Okay, all right. I'm getting the computer out here to get more technical information. Just immediately I'm looking at the Cheryl Tree website, just happens to be the first one I have pulled up. I see that the price tag on this is $294. It's $300 USD. So it is ANSI Z133 compliant. It says it can be adjusted with only 2 fingers. I think that's kind of a stretch. I had to really work in there to get this chin strap situated, and also to get the back, or basically the band adjustment. I had to use all my fingers. This is vented pretty well, I would say. So in terms of thinking that it would be a pretty warm helmet, yeah, I guess I could see that being fairly cool. If you got a breeze anyway, I think if you're sweating, it's gonna get pretty swampy on your head. It does weigh 2.15 pounds and whatever grams. That you can get an integrated safety glasses on this. I'll also show that in this clip. The safety glasses look kind of cool. I have to wear prescription, so I don't really have an option to do that with Pfanner unless they do have some sort of way to get you prescription set. I don't think that's possible. You can get a clear visor for this as well. I do like the look of the mesh, and I don't know. I've never used a mesh screen when using it for working them with the chainsaw. So I'm looking forward to actually trying that. This would also be a good helmet if you're in the plant healthcare business, if you're doing root collar excavation using an air spade tool or some other sort of compressor tool. If you're blasting dirt, I could see that protecting you well, but I can also go by previous feedback of other mesh screens that will actually get plugged with dirt pretty well too. So maybe the clear visor, the plastic visor, would be a better option for you in that case. Oh, it's available as a bicycle helmet too. That's kind of cool, I guess. So typical to any helmet that you'll see in the market, they're generally only good for 5 years, at least this outer shell. So if you look up Pfanner on Tree Stuff, you're gonna see obviously their helmets, which are generally sold as a complete set. You can buy the chin strap for $25 separately. You can replace the headband for $10. They do have a neck guard, so if you're working out in a logging situation, those neck guards can be nice to protect your neck and back. That's $40 for that edition. The clear plastic visor is going to be $60. If you want the integrated eye protection, you're looking at $45. So if you're replacing the earmuffs, you're pretty much going to run at about $55 just to get the earmuffs. Through Tree Stuff, you really only have a color option. You really don't have the option to just buy the base model helmet. You basically end up having to buy this helmet and strip it down if you want to have less. Probably through other dealers, so you're going to be able to have a few more options. Obviously, Tree Stuff, they're going to cater to arborists who want to buy this whole complete unit. So you might actually have to go directly through Protos or through a local dealer. They might be able to get the actual, just the outer shell itself, so that you can take all the components out and put them into a new shell by the time the expiration date hits. Well, I'm gonna sign off. I don't have a whole lot more to say about this helmet until I actually use it in a production or a climbing setting. Other than that, it's gonna sit and look pretty, and I'm gonna look at it. Thank you for watching. If you haven't seen my other videos, go check those out, and obviously subscribe if you'd like.